the more you age, the wiser you get. The wiser you get, the more knowledge you gain. And the more knowledge you gain, the more courage you have to step away from the things that no longer serve you. So here are 10 more things that I've quit to help me to save money, be healthier, and be a whole lot happier. Starting with number 1, I stopped trying to fit in where I don't belong. Have you been there? I am like a square peg in a round hole. When I find my people, my tribe, it is always this amazing thing because I find I'm always around groups that I just don't fit in. And then I push and push and push to fit into these groups. And yet I'm not happy. And it always costs me something. You know, it costs me a little bit of myself or my time when I could have done something better with my time. And it's not that there's anything wrong with the groups I don't fit into. It's just that they're not my groups. And that's okay. So the older I've gotten, the more comfortable I've gotten with being the weirdo that I am. And I no longer try to fit in where I don't belong. Number 2, I stopped being gluttonous. It's funny to me how gluttony seems to be the one forgivable sin, right? It's the one thing, especially as Americans, we like our gluttony. And for years, because I had undiagnosed celiac disease, I was starving. So I ate a lot. And I think my brain kind of got used to that, function of needing food and trying not to starve to death. And so even after my gut started healing, I was still hungry all the time. And so I would just be gluttonous and I would eat sometimes even when I wasn't hungry. And if you have that problem, I just have to say the thing that I found that has fixed that problem after giving up gluten was making sure I get enough protein. Ever since I raised my protein levels to 125 grams of protein a day, I am no longer starving all the time. I'm not just shoving food in my face every time I see it, and I have a lot more self-control. So I have stopped being gluttonous. And for the sake of our healthcare system, I hope you will too. Number 3, I stopped ignoring my intuition. My mother had a great sense of intuition, and she used it all the time for everybody else except for herself. And her life always showed it. And I fell into that same habit. My intuition is so great for everybody else, but I tend to ignore it when it comes to me. And so finally, enough things happened that I thought, why am I not using this amazing gift of intuition? And now I refuse to ignore my intuition. So when I sense that something just isn't right for me, I walk away. And I'm okay with that because I know my gut is telling me, don't do this. So trust your intuition. Number 4, I stopped saving things for special occasions. I grew up with a grandmother who was the most amazing woman in the world, but she was a Depression era baby. And so she scrimped and saved. She washed her tinfoil and she cleaned out her plastic bags and she reused Christmas paper and she saved everything and would not use anything new. And so her towels were horrid. They were so rough and like sandpaper on your skin. It was just incredible. So people felt bad for her, and every holiday people would give her brand new towels. Well, she would not use those towels. She would put them away in her closet and keep those old, holey, scratchy towels. And there were 3 of us girls in the family, and every time one of us moved on, we got married or went to college or whatever, she would give us these brand new towels from that she had been collecting for years from people, but she wouldn't use the good things that she had. And I realized I was more like her than I had thought. And I was finding myself saving things, candles, towels, hand towels, and just different special things, especially gift items that people would give me. And I would just put them away. And I stopped doing that because, none of us are promised tomorrow. So yesterday was my anniversary and I got out the Waterford Crystal and we had our wine in Waterford Crystal and we ate off of our very expensive everyday wear that we got for our wedding. And we use our things. And if they break, they break. It's okay. But at least we enjoyed them. So go light that candle. I know you've been waiting to light that candle. Just light it. You can get another candle. Probably somebody will give you another one for Christmas. So quit saving things for special occasions. Number 5, I quit living with my head in the sand. First of all, living with your head in the sand never, ever, ever serves you well. The truth always comes out. And no matter what is happening in your world, at some point, you always have to deal with it. So stop living with your head in the sand. First of all, it's really bad for your posture. And the sand fleas and things, they bite you and make your life miserable. So you don't want to do that. Just get your head out of the sand, face the truth, deal with the repercussions of it, and just be free of the things that you're trying to avoid. Trust me, you're going to have to deal with it at some point. And chances are, the longer you put it off, the harder it's going to be. So pull your head up out of the sand, face your problems, and go on victorious in your life. Number 6, I quit keeping a perfect house. When we were first married, my husband often said, "Do you want a house or a home?" And there was one particular time I will never forget. But we had just gotten married and we were having a dinner party, and he had been out working hard all day. And when I say that man worked hard, he works hard. And he came home tired, exhausted. He'd been working in the heat. And I had been cleaning and cooking all day long for this dinner party. And I had fluffed our sofa and fixed it all really pretty. And in my defense, it was the first thing you saw when you walked into the house. And he comes in and starts to flop down on the sofa. And I said, "No!" He's like, "What?" I said, "I've already fluffed the sofa." And his feelings were so hurt because here he had been out all day working hard for me, and he couldn't even come into his own house and sit down on the sofa. Not one of my better moments in life, but I learned from it. And now I'm to a place where I can either spend my energy cleaning the house and I can enjoy that and I send out no ripples into the world, or I can spend my time helping people and doing YouTube videos that inspire people and reaching out and making the world a better place and leaving those ripples. So I just decided the ripples were more important to me than the perfect house. So I no longer keep a perfect house, and I'm trying to be okay with that because I still like a perfect house, but I'm not living up to that standard anymore. Number 7, I quit blindly binge watching and staying up too late. We've all been there. We get hooked onto a series and we watch it for hours on end until Netflix pops up with this judgmental comment of, "Are you still watching?" Like, of course I'm still watching it. Of course I'm a loser and I'm still sitting here watching this program. It's so judgmental. But we've all done it, right? And there's seasons for that. Like maybe you're sick with the flu or COVID or something, and that's all you can do is sit and watch TV. But I found it was just happening too much. And then staying up late to watch programs that we no longer have to stay up late to watch because we can basically find any program we want at any time we want to now. It's just not a healthy lifestyle. First of all, sitting around watching somebody else live their life instead of being out living your life, it's just not healthy. And secondly, it's not good to have that much screen time. And thirdly, it's not good to stay up late and not be getting the rest and the repair for your body that you need to be sending out those ripples the next day. So I quit binge watching and staying up too late. Number 8, I quit wearing uncomfortable clothes and shoes. I started learning this when I was in my sick years because I couldn't wear things that were uncomfortable because I would have seizures and pain crisis if I did. So I had to wear comfortable clothes, and I learned something during that time. Comfortable clothes are amazing, and it feels so great to wear something that looks pretty but feels like pajamas. And so I just learned that life is too short to be bound in clothing or have your feet shrunk into shoes that like make you want to scream. So I just refuse to wear anything that's not comfortable. Number 9, I quit putting expectations on other people that couldn't deliver them. Have you done that? Have you had expectations for friends, family, a spouse, anyone, a child, and you don't speak them, but you expect them? I've done that. And all that has done is it has just caused me pain. Because when that person isn't delivering what it is that you need, physically, emotionally, mentally, it just causes you pain. And so I realized it was unfair of me to put expectations on someone else. The only thing that I can do is be the best me and be to everyone else what it is that I want. And maybe by doing that, maybe sometimes, that give and it will come back to you philosophy takes place. Sometimes it doesn't. But when you drop the expectations, it's like just dropping weights that you no longer have to carry around. And then you're able to just be grateful for whatever it is that person does give to you. And number 10, I stopped seeing health as a hindrance and exercise as evil. After going through 2 decades of health issues, I got into this thing of like seeing health as this inconvenience, this thing I had to tend to all the time. So I would need to do a sauna and I would say things like, oh, I've got to do a sauna. Oh, I've got to do this. Oh, I need to go exercise. Oh, I have to take my pills. Oh, I have to. And it was just so negative. And I was like, what is that? Why am I being like that? Because I'm still alive and I'm better than I've been in 2 decades. And I have so many advantages that most people don't have. I have a sauna in my house. People pay to go get a sauna at a spa. Like they think it's a spa treatment and I'm complaining about it. So I realize now I say, I get to do a sauna today. Aren't I fortunate? I get to take a detox bath today. I'm so lucky that I have a bathtub, that I have hot water, that I have the baking soda and the Epsom salts and everything that I need. I'm so fortunate. I get to take my herbs and my pills and all the things that help me to be at this level of health. And the same thing with exercise. I used to think, oh, I have to go do the treadmill. I have to do my stretches. I have to. And instead now I go, I get to go do the treadmill. Yes, I get to go do 15,000 steps today. I am so excited. And I see it in a much more positive way because it is a blessing. Any bit of good health is a blessing. And if you've ever been sick, you know what I'm talking about. When you've been at your worst, you really start to appreciate it when you've got something a little better. So the next time you go to eat something that's healthy, don't say, no, I can't have that junk food over there. I have to eat this salad. Instead, turn that around and say, I'm not going to eat that junk food because it does not serve me in any way. But I'm so fortunate that I have fresh produce. I get to eat this salad. I get to eat something so full of nutrition. I get to work out my body. I get to lift those weights. I have a treadmill. Aren't I lucky, right? There's a good way to look at this. So I no longer see health as a hindrance or exercise as evil. Are you trying to transform your life? Are you wanting to just shake things up a little bit and find more balance and more peace and wake up in a year from now a transformed you? I'll link the video right here that I did on that very subject that will help you to change your life so that you can drop these 10 things too and find more peace and more happiness in your life. And until next time, carry on.